His story was lost in the Everett Police Department's history for decades, but now fallen officer Charles Edward Ray has been honored nearly 120 years after his death in the line of duty back on New Year's Eve, back in 1906.
Long time ago, Everett Police Lieutenant Greg Sutherland and history specialist Lisa Labovitch made that discovery last year while reviewing the history of fallen Everett officers. Here's part of my conversation with both of them.
I send out on the anniversary date of the line of duty deaths a department-wide email, and we had two people that we knew of from way before any of us were born, one from 1902 and one from 1920, and then the other two people actually had worked with. And so our cold case detective had recommended that I reach out to Lisa, because I just wanted to learn a little bit more about these two fallen officers, so it wouldn't be the same message every year, and it could have just been something that was not really consequential, but maybe interesting. Like, maybe this person raced horses or raised Dalmatians or whatever it was. So I reached out to Lisa. She sent me multiple articles, and this was looking at one of our detectives who died in 1920 that said that the last time that this had happened was about 10 years ago, and it referenced Ed Ray. And without giving it much thought, I thought, oh, maybe this is somebody from the Everett massacre. I don't know if we were aware of what that is, that there was a group of Wobblies from Seattle had come out to Everett, and it was like the sheriff's posse was trying to prevent them from disembarking in Everett. And I thought, oh, maybe that's it. So I did a little research. So I was like, this is not a sheriff's posse guy. And then that led to me turning back to Lisa, and Lisa finding a treasure trove of information on Ed Ray.
How did you learn about what happened to him, and what have you guys learned about him?
So one of our biggest resources is the Everett Herald, or what was the Everett Daily Herald at the time, had fairly recently digitized all of their archives. So that made searching through all of their history of publication very, very easy. We used to have to go through microfiche, look for, really a needle in a haystack if you didn't have a date for someone passing. So we were able to search Officer Ray's name, and found him fairly easily that way. And there was a fair amount of coverage of his death, and also some things preceding his death, his life in Everett and the life of his wife in Everett. So it was very interesting to be able to use that tool that had been developed through, more recent digitization, which has been a boon.
He was someone who died in the line of duty back in 1906. Is that right? December of 1906?
So 6/7, because it was New Year's Eve.
To make a discovery that's obviously such an important part of the police department's history, what does it mean to make a discovery like this, to make sure that someone like Officer Ray, who served so many years ago, that they're not forgotten, they're not left behind?
It's such a long and deep story that, you scratch the surface and you see something that's important to the EPD and departmental history, but then you look at the full scope of it and the connectivity to other history. And I always found it interesting that Lola, his wife that passed, helped care for ill people. And then their orphan daughter went on to be a nurse and married a surgeon. So it's like, these people died incredibly young and their lives were cut short in a tragic way, but like their legacy did live on into a really interesting future, and it's nice that the descendants of Lola and Officer Ray can kind of see the connections with the people that they probably never got to know very well or even know about at all. It's cool.
Lisa hit on something too that's interesting. So one of the great granddaughters right now is currently in nursing school. And so
nice.
His wife that was taking care of all these people with typhoid, that kind of caregiving has passed on through the generations, as Lisa said, where Felita was their daughter, married a surgeon, and they've got a great granddaughter in nursing school.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What a history for the family there, and what a legacy for him and his widow too that passed away. That's incredible. Yeah. Wow. Lastly, what do you hope viewers and just the community of Everett in particular remember about Officer Ray now that this discovery has been made?
This for me was also a learning process, because I'm used to researching individuals who might not be affiliated with something that has the framework like the police department and law enforcement to honor loss, and seeing, Officer Sutherland or Lieutenant Sutherland just said something about, you're not forgotten, and we're going to, make sure that your memory carries on. This does actually demonstrate that that's not just words. When he arrived in DC and walked off the plane and he was greeted, him being there to honor somebody that had passed in 1906, 1907 really shows that that's real. I mean, we found this person and how the steps are being taken to make sure that not only his memory, but the memory of his spouse and, how that's connected to living descendants is being honored. It might be a little bit delayed, but, it's gotten around to, and now he's going to be included, and that's great. Like, it's not just a phrase that someone's not going to be forgotten. It's a promise that's being carried out, which I think is pretty powerful. And also, I appreciate the collaboration that we've been able to do with the police department. It was just interesting to see how their processes kind of overlap with things that I do, but widely deviate as well. And it was interesting to be able to see them at work with the whiteboards and it really is whiteboards and red string, like you would see on a show. I mean, it was fantastic to work with the team and to see the passion that they brought to it and the care as well, for the family that survives. And it's really a cool experience.
So I want to emphasize something because Lieutenant Sutherland's audio there wasn't 100% clear. So Everett had an officer by the name of Charles Raymond who died in 1902. And then Officer Charles Ray died on New Year's Eve in 1906. For a long time, they thought that was the same person, or there was thought that was the same person. Turned out they were two separate people. And now, because of this history that they went through last year, Officer Charles Ray, his case was discovered. It was lost for a long time, and now it's part of their fallen officer history there in Everett.
And then also honored in D.C. as well,
in D.C.
too,
and also
right?
down in Olympia,
Okay.
At the memorial there at the state capitol.
I loved that conversation,
Yeah.
and also hearing the history of the daughter who
The
then
legacy,
married
yeah.
the surgeon, and then also the great-great-granddaughter that's in nursing school now.
Yeah. Legacy lives on all these years later.
Great work. I
Yeah.
love that conversation.